I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Oh my God, mentally, okay. I'm talking about I'm slow in the boxing ring, right?
Mentally.
I'm talking about the boxing ring, what you was talking about. I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Okay, you gonna see. I promise you gonna see.
Teo, to Shakur's point, you seem to be the guy that rises to the level of your competition. When you were going against Loma, people felt you were the underdog. Josh Taylor, the same thing. And those are the fights where you really showcased your skills and abilities and upset the odds. Is this another fight where you're coming in there with that mentality to upset the odds?
Just put him in front of me and I'll beat him. Not about the odds. It's about, I guess defining them. You define the odds. Everybody's against you, great. That's when you know you're doing great. I put a thing out there. It's like, if you want to be liked in this sport, be a good boxer. You want to be loved in this sport, be the best boxer. But if you want to be hated in this sport...
On the surface, the sit-down felt relaxed, almost polite. But that calm was misleading. There was pressure in the room the second old history came up. Once they started talking about their early careers, promotional decisions, and who really got opportunities first, the mood shifted fast. That's when the conversation stopped being friendly and started getting real.
I'm thinking, I don't know if it's 2011 or 2012 National Junior Olympics, or Junior National Golden Gloves. And I remember seeing him. He was wearing a white tank top. I think it was red and white trunks. And he was just whooping on dude bad. And that's when I noticed we were both cleaning up our divisions leading up to the finals. He ended up winning. I ended up, coming in second.
Did you first become aware of Teo?
You know, it's so crazy. So like when I first kind of got aware of Teo, it was probably before he even knew me. But I used to get on YouTube and I used to watch like the DMV fight, and I seen one of his fights up there and I kind of watched him. I thought he was a good fighter, and that's when I kind of got a first whiff of Teo. But when I finally first met him, probably was the same time.
Shakur admitted it in a laid-back way, saying there were moments of envy. Teofimo fired back instantly, brushing it off like it never mattered. And just like that, the discussion moved past boxing resumes. What came out instead were old pride wounds that clearly never closed.
You were calling for Loma, he got Loma.
Yeah.
Did you see him as a future foe?
I think that everything just plays out the way it does, and eventually we was gonna end up meeting up with each other eventually. I had never seen any jealousy in my part with him. I mean, for crying out loud, he fought for Team USA, he got a silver medal. And,
not during them times though,
and the whole thing
not
was
during them times. I'm speaking on the times where I felt like you had a push start. You got the you used to be ahead of me far as like ESPN only like black fighters and all that kind of stuff. And when you said that, I kind of felt like it was a shot at me. So I felt like it was a little bit of jealousy.
No, I just didn't give it up. That's all.
Cool.
Then Teofimo shifted gears, talking openly about stopping Shakur or forcing him out. You could feel the atmosphere lock up as soon as he said it. Shakur didn't raise his voice in response. He stayed ice cold, cutting in with a quiet challenge, questioning whether anyone truly sees him as slow. It's the kind of comment that tends to come back to haunt someone once the fight actually happens.
Like, I don't got no quit in me, but it's cool. He's supposed to feel that way. Like, he's supposed to say the things that he's saying. He's not saying nothing out of the ordinary or something that I didn't expect. Only thing that I kind of took away, he got on a podcast, I want to say, he said that I was slow. And that's the part where I'm like, okay, he's going to be very surprised come fight night, to where it's like, you really thought I was slow? Like, is that something like you put in your brain and thought it was about to come out there and work?
Teofimo came off like someone guarding his space, as if this was his domain and an outsider had crossed a line. Shakur, on the other hand, sounded like a fighter who's been patient for years and isn't concerned with ownership at all. And if the exchange was this intense across a podcast desk, it's hard not to picture how brutal 12 rounds will be once talking no longer matters.
You're going to erase my name.
I know what I'm going to do.
This one.
Basically, what I'm trying to let you know is that boxing ain't going to allow it.
But how boxing not going to allow it?
It won't.
How?
Because now you facing me.
Oh, shit, I'm so scared. I'm frightened. I'm scared for my life. I'm facing you. Ooh. That don't move me, bro. I can't wait to see you. I've been waiting on this. Yo, I don't know how you don't understand. I've been waiting on this moment forever. Like, it's been years and years for this moment right here. You gave me the opportunity. I appreciate you for that. But come with it.
While all of that friction plays out on screen, there's a quieter detail that Teofimo should be taking seriously. Shakur isn't trading words. He's changing environments. He's been camped out in Colorado Springs, training at D1, pushing his body in high altitude where tired lungs don't make excuses and weaknesses show up quick. That's familiar territory for fighters like Crawford. Nobody goes there for atmosphere. You go there to get dangerous.
It's all fun and games, man. We just in here having fun, joking around and letting them get some experience. You know, when you boxing, you gotta box in front of a lot of different people. So being that they in front of a lot of people right now, we kind of gassing it up, making it feel like it's an atmosphere of a fight.
This isn't about highlight clips or chasing attention online. It's the kind of work that happens out of sight, structured, repetitive, and brutal on the lungs. High-altitude sessions like that sharpen timing and build stamina that refuses to fade. When Shakur chooses a camp like this, it sends a clear signal about his intentions. He's not preparing for wild exchanges or emotional moments. He's gearing up for accuracy, durability, and ownership of the later rounds.
A fight could turn into a sprint, because it's like, start the pace fast as hell, and then they can't keep up the pace, but the sprints will kind of get you in shape to where once you break down, sometimes you get a second win, then you get another win, then you get another win after that. So I did the sprints a lot in a Jamel Herring fight. That's why you seen me fight at a fast pace, and then once I slowed down, I picked it back up and I had all the energy in the world to do it. So we locked in.
The purpose of that altitude work is simple. When Teofimo is still relying on bursts of power, Shakur plans to be fully alert and in control. It's about turning calm into a weapon and conditioning into self-belief. So while Teofimo speaks in terms of dominance and defending ground, Shakur is quietly collecting advantages no one can see, building a gas tank that never shows up in interviews, only when the fight drags into uncomfortable territory. And that's the real threat, because once the noise fades, altitude doesn't care who you are.
Core look great, man, great. He getting the rounds in, everything going according to schedule. We coming for the victory. You know, me as a trainer, I don't train to go the distance. I think that's wear and tear on the body. You put all the work in camp to make the fight night as easy as possible.
After breaking down Shakur, isolating himself in Colorado Springs, grinding through altitude sessions at D1 like he's preparing for a 12-round thinking match, the discussion naturally shifts back to New York. That's where all of this pressure is about to meet reality. Listening to Paulie and Chris talk it through on Boxing Scene, it feels like a serious conversation finally taking over. No manufactured buzz, no recycled talking points. Just fighters who understand what Madison Square Garden does to your legs, your breathing, and your mindset. And they're right. The Garden isn't just a building, it's a proving ground. And for Shakur, stepping in there is about legitimacy.
Those fights where he's going to be counted out. Because Shakur is looked at by and large as the guy who can dominate boxing in this generation, right? It's just a matter of him getting the opportunity. I myself have felt that he's the guy who could and should be dominating boxing if he gets the right matchups. But bro, this is one of the rare matchups, if not maybe the only matchup, where I feel like is a big threat here.
You can hear it in the tone when they describe him. Doubt seems to flip a switch in Teofimo. The more he feels dismissed, the sharper he becomes, like his confidence feeds off being underestimated. We've seen this pattern before.
When he's back into the wall and he's counted out, and he's going to be counted out in this fight. By and large, people are going to side with Shakur in this fight to win the fight because he's the more consistent fighter, he's the more class fighter overall, and he's just so good. But Teofimo has a way, when you're so good and he knows you're so good and everybody feels.
When everything is comfortable and expectations are high, he can lose focus. But when the pressure is heavy and the crowd is divided, that's when he tightens up and starts pulling off things that don't look normal. Shakur operates on the opposite frequency. He doesn't need disorder to elevate his game. He thrives on structure and composure. He's the type who prepares early, keeps to himself, and still delivers while others are scrambling at the last minute. And that contrast is exactly what makes this matchup feel unique. When Paulie points out that this could be one of the few genuine challenges Shakur has faced, it's not a slight. It's a fair assessment.
I was a guest on the call for that show, and I said I got one guy fighting with ego and I got one guy fighting with discipline, and that's what it was, because he just went out there and was just trying to knock him out from round one, and it was not working out well. Now, is he going to do that against Shakur? Absolutely not. But also, we've seen him struggle with guys like Jermaine Ortiz. We've seen him struggle with who was the Canadian guy who, I mean, not that he struggled, but he failed.
Shakur might be the more precise, steady hand in the ring, but Teofimo is the wild card. Unpredictable, capable of moments that defy timing, logic, and even the odds. I love how they highlighted New York itself as part of the equation, because it really is. This isn't Vegas, all polished and controlled. This is Madison Square Garden, where every cheer hits, every boo cuts, and the energy feels personal. Teofimo can feed off that chaos. Shakur, meanwhile, blocks it out like it's just background noise. Two completely different approaches, same ring, and all of it makes the betting conversation even more fascinating.
You know what I mean? And, Shakur just has a style that, to appreciate it, you got to be a real boxing person.
Yeah, because, when I say athleticism, it's like explosiveness and twitch, but isn't Shakur with the timing and the distance? It's more subtle.
Relax, you know what I mean? He can do whatever, he can take control at any time when he wants to.
Is it more efficient? Like Teo will cross arm and use all these weak things. Then Shakur will just take a little half step back.
That's it.
Is that more
It's all
efficient?
about control. It's all about control.
How competitive a fight do you think it's going to be?
It's going to be a very good fight. I mean, it's a fight, and it's in the right place, New York. I've always said, I said years ago in an interview, if that fight happens...
On paper, Shakur looks like the favorite. Cleaner, sharper, more controlled. But boxing doesn't play out on paper. It plays out in the moment. And Teofimo thrives in those moments. That's the real threat. This fight isn't just about belts or rankings. It's a test of whether discipline can withstand unpredictability, or if unpredictability can break discipline. When seasoned fighters say, "I wouldn't put money on this one," it's not hesitation. It's recognition of how volatile greatness can be. This isn't a safe matchup. It's real, and that's exactly why we can't look away.